CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Makovic.
Well, we have breaking news right now. Traffic is backed up on the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, where a vehicle did overturn, initially blocked both westbound lanes, but right now that lane is open. The crash happened at about 11 o'clock this morning and caused traffic to back up at 580. You can see that car right now on top of that flatbed. It looks like they're getting ready to move the car away. Injuries have been reported, but we do not know the extent. We'll bring you any major updates. But once again, looks like that flatbed and that car is now on the move. So if you're driving along the San Rafael Richmond Bridge, expect that traffic to begin clearing up any moment from now. Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Yamamoto in for Ann. Now to the latest step toward the planned removal of the embattled San Mateo County Sheriff. Today, county supervisors will vote on revised procedures for the removal of Sheriff Christina Corpus. An independent report had laid out evidence of abuse and corruption within the sheriff's office. And county supervisors held a special election in March where voters gave them the power to remove her from office. Now they're working out the process that has never been done before in California.
To me, this is about due process and really making sure that it's fair, transparent, and impartial.
The board president says the issue is so complicated it could last until next year. Corpus, in the meantime, has denied any wrongdoing and refused to step down. And then late last month, her legal team released a new review of that initial report, suggesting it lacked transparency and due process standards. Well, we saw some warm temperatures yesterday, but it seems like we're getting a bit of a break today. So let's check in with Jess. So Jess, how's it looking out there?
You know, I was just on a walk. It's actually not that bad out right now, at least in San Francisco. And of course, in our inland areas, we're still warming up back into the 80s and 70s. So a lot warmer over there. San Francisco today, dropping off in the mid 60s. Once that sea breeze starts pushing in, it's going to cool down pretty fast right around the corner for our daytime highs. Right now, not that bad, though. Along the coast today, we're sitting in the low 60s, a lot cloudier along our shoreline compared to our inland spots. A 20-degree difference today from some of our microclimates along the coast compared to our inland areas. And that'll be the case all the way down into the Santa Clara Valley, too, with 70s and 80s in the forecast heading into this afternoon. Now, we will cool down a little bit more as we head into our Wednesday forecast tomorrow. We'll get to that in just a bit. Let's talk about the winds. They're going to start getting breezier as we head into the afternoon hours, anywhere up to around 20 to 30 miles per hour in San Francisco, up into Napa and Fairfield. That'll be the case as we head into the evening hours tonight, but at least it's still clear in our inland areas until the overnight hours as that bay starts to just fill with fog. That's what we're going to wake up to tomorrow with some misty conditions along our coastline, too. We'll talk more about that coming up in a bit. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Jess. Well, the San Bruno BART station has reopened and resumed limited service after an incident this morning caused 20-minute delays. BART reported a medical emergency at the station just after 5:30. That was the cause of the delays. It impacted the SFO line that goes from Antioch, Richmond, San Francisco International Airport, and Millbrae. And we're learning about a construction worker was killed in a paving accident in Brentwood on his first day on the job. Police received a report that a 54-year-old man was pinned down by some heavy machinery yesterday afternoon. He had been working on a repaving project at Dainty Avenue and Walnut Boulevard. First responders performed life-saving measures, but the man died from his injuries.
When you're in that heavy equipment, you can't hear anything, you can't see anything. So I always tell my staff, you got to watch for the heavy equipment. You see me, I don't see you. But to have something like this happen to an employee, let alone his first day on the job, breaks my heart.
The Contra Costa County Coroner's Office and Cal OSHA are assisting with the investigation, but police say the incident appears to be a tragic accident. Developing news right now, a divided Supreme Court has just cleared the way for the Trump administration to remove thousands of active duty members of the military because they are transgender. The court did not explain its reasoning, as is common in emergency rulings. The decision comes while legal challenges the ban can proceed. And as it currently stands, the Pentagon will not allow transgender Americans to join any branch of the military. The court's 3 liberal justices publicly dissented from the court's decision. The new Canadian Prime Minister is in D.C. this afternoon to meet with President Trump about tariffs. Prime Minister Mark Carney campaigned on standing up to Trump during Canada's recent election and has stated that he will have difficult discussions with Trump during their meeting. However, President Trump says he is unsure what Carney wants. Business leaders in Canada are hopeful that some type of understanding is met today.
If the issue is of a trade deficit, which we can dispute whether there is or isn't one, but let's address what actually needs to be addressed and not morph all kinds of other issues to make this more complicated.
President Trump has imposed a 25% tariff on goods coming from Canada, Mexico, and another tariff on car and auto parts. Canada responded by adding a 25% tariff on U.S. imports. Well, the WNBA's newest team is about to make their debut at Chase Center. The Golden State Valkyries will play their first preseason game tonight against the LA Sparks. The hardwood is ready. Here's a look at how it all came together. A time-lapse video of crews busy inside Chase Center. The new color scheme, violet and black. Veronica Macias looks ahead to tonight's Valkyries debut.
The moment is finally here for the Golden State Valkyries, here for their first preseason game at Chase Center, happening against the LA Sparks at 7 p.m. We know Thrive City here is going to be filled with violet and purple. There's been so much anticipation and excitement for months into this team, carefully assembling a roster. And tonight, finally, we get some insight into their style of basketball. 7 players have 3 or more years in the league, but never have played a WNBA game. This team also making a milestone here with their tickets sold, surpassing 15 season deposits. And also the coach saying tonight, it's not actually about playing fast, it's about playing at our pace, she says.
But this is history too.
It's finally here. Yeah, I'm so excited. We've been working hard. We've been beating up on each other, so it'll be nice to beat up on someone else.
Tonight is not just a first for the players, but also for the TV broadcasters that are going to be on call. As for the players, they say they've already formed a good bond and an identity, wanting to be known as gritty and relentless, and also honoring the Valkyrie name.
Well, you can watch the Valkyries and the Sparks on PIX Plus. We will also have live pregame and postgame analysis starting at 6:30 p.m. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. From the Valkyries to the Warriors, the Dubs taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight in Game 1 of the second round of the playoffs. On Sunday, the Dubs eliminated the Rockets from the playoffs for the fifth time in the last 11 years. Tip-off tonight is at 6:30 in Minneapolis.